All right, I'm streaming. Does he say we're up?
Yeah, we got there already.
And can you get a go, no go there?
It is, you know, they've been, there we go.
All right, for our brothers and sisters in Richmond, I don't think they got my last point, so I'm going to go ahead and say that again. The point of all those thousands of hours of videos was for business, not military. But, you know, stay disciplined. That's the answer. Work hard, suffer. You know, there's no excuses for not knowing this stuff. Everybody can figure this stuff out. We're all smart here, Jeremy. We're all smart. We can figure this stuff out. It just takes us an incredible amount of suffering and discipline and hardship and woe, and you can do it. So, you know, if a blind man, I think about, whenever I start feeling sorry for myself, I think about maybe two things. A blind man climbed to the top of Everest, and I'm not getting off a Higgins boat at Normandy. You know, I think about those two things. And everybody know what the Higgins boat was at Normandy? Those ramp boats that they drove them up to the Normandy beach and dropped the ramp, and those nice little buck privates who just got out of boot camp started running off the boat. That ain't me. I'm just writing some code in the dark. All right? So whenever you start feeling a little sorry for yourself because you're writing HTML and it sucks and you can't figure out what close tag you need to get, you ain't getting off the Higgins boat at Normandy, all right? So just keep driving on. All right, so here's what we're going to do. I ain't going to type no stuff up here. I got permission. So, all right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to code some good stuff. Everybody like videos? Y'all like doing that yesterday? Here's what I want. I'm the boss. I want a multi-page video library website with like 50 pages, and I want a big old links on the left-hand side so that I can go from page to page to page with my links on the left-hand side, and I want to see the video, and I click the link, and I want to go from one page to another by clicking the link, and I want to go back to the main page, and I'm not going to tell you how to do it. That's what boss is going to do. Have at it. Somebody tell me how you're going to do the menuing system on the left-hand side.
Set up links.
No.
Google.
Yeah.
Yo, Google.
Right? And then we got guys here going to dig you out of the holes, right? So if you ain't getting in a hole today, if you ain't broke, you ain't working hard enough. You're not stealing enough stuff. You're not getting enough stuff done. You're not making it right. Dig deep.
Just making a multi-page video library with about 15 pages.
5,000 pages. I mean, make it as hard as you possibly can. I mean, seriously, if one of these guys are not at your desk because you have not screwed something up, you're wrong. You're wrong. You're not putting enough effort in. You should have a database, right? If you're that far ahead of everybody else, why don't you have a database already? Right? If anybody else is like that, why are you coasting? Why are you sandbagging? You're only hurting yourself. Let's go. No excuses. And I'm going to do it up on the screen too, so I'm not just going to tell you what to do. I'm going to lead from the front. So first thing I'm going to go to do is go to YouTube and find my Rickroll, because they're still streaming. Actually, I guess we probably need to stop streaming. Do we need to tell them, are they tracking 100%? Do I need to, because
They are tracking, but he did say that we have to be careful about streaming.
I'm not going to do any more streaming, yeah. But do you want me to shut the stream off? Because we're probably going to do this till lunch. And then we're going to start talking about programming, because that's my forte.
Let's see,
I mean, I'm still streaming. They're hearing everything I say. But
okay, let's see.
is anybody done yet? Who's in trouble? She's in trouble.
No. Does it matter what program you use to create it, or do you want us to still stay in Notepad?
I don't care what you do. Yeah. Use VS Code. You guys got that stuff loaded. Use crazy stuff. I want to come around and see awesome things. I want to see IDEs I've never even heard of before. Who's got Linux loaded? Nobody? All right. There. The boss man's got Linux. Everybody be like the boss man. Yeah? Isn't that what we want to be like? Or aren't we doing crazy things? If we're not off the reservation, we're not learning anything. If we're not outside the comfort zone, we're not learning anything. If you're not learning anything, you're wrong. They good?
He's still typing.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, he said that especially if you're going to be doing a walkthrough, if you're going to be doing the work.
I'm just going to be
yourself,
working.
Then leave the stream on.
Yeah.
Just don't stream any.
Yeah, I won't stream any videos. Or if I do, it'll just be Rickroll. I'd say go around and push these guys if they ain't. And see who's lost. Don't trust nobody. They're all gonna lie to you. Yeah, I got it. Sure you do. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make a new folder on my desktop, and I'm gonna call it my video library. And I'm going to save my first web page, Alt-F-A, to that library. And I'm going to call my first page main.html. Save. Bam. There we go.
He's the one.
No, but that is what we do.
That's my understanding.
Yeah, that's what I understood. That's why I did someone just now. Just want to make sure.
Did it come up?
No, don't worry about this.
No, it's not in here.
I'm using Visual Studio because I'm awesome.
Stuck. Sorry.
Hang on.
Yeah, it's so, they need whatever everything you want.
First create a new project. And then set it up as an HTML.
How y'all like that?
You can just use a bunch.
I ain't buying nothing.
All of the ones from the instructions, so Sublime, just to use basic, EM or EP or whatever that is.
I think it's Ian.
EM. Atom, they also should have Atom.
Probably R&B setup. So we have to see. It's possible to
Honestly, I just use Sublime. You got that too.
do the
Basically,
I hit cancel, that was fine.
I'm making a website which has on the left side of it, so like a menu bar, you select the video and you should just, which play that video.
Oh.
And not like 2, 3, not just, like he said 50,000. So. And then just choose on, will you edit? Yeah, I'm going to all this edit.
Okay, thank you.
Alright? And then you can like open this as a folder, so that if you're doing stuff, you have multiple pages, see as and whatever, all these. Yeah, but that's not the way it is. It's more like first one first, so
and come up.
target includes underscore. Yeah. And you want to look at the syntaxes. I don't think they all got location. Just so how it's style, he's probably going to rewrite the names. So, what he's trying to do is probably rename. Did you see that a bunch of Chrome? Yeah, so he's probably just going to rename them. See, he's already said that. Rename it and it's Chrome stuff. You don't need to go to far because it's you have to go it's not. So you don't have to do your entire thing.
But I would have to save the video first
Yeah.
as HD.
So like when we create one new the hyphen that we do something like
I'm not hearing enough sighs of frustration. I'm only hearing one or two.
How do you want to use those? Top of it anywhere. Yeah, but you don't design.
You can use shots. I mean, but it's not necessary. We need some pages, but we
So like have the links go to other pages?
yeah, and then have it on the page.
Oh, okay, so then we.
You know if he's got a cable for this? It's running low on juice. Is that it?
Is that his computer? Yeah, I think he's one.
Wait, is that your daughter's?
My daughter.
Yeah. That's nice. Don't worry, I'm not honest. It's getting you. So basically, application. Yeah. That is an application. Oxford. No, you can. So there's and since you don't want your application bar to vanish, right? And what do you? Not like, well, because of that, there's an attribute that helps with that. So if you want me to tell you, you can tell you. No, okay. It's to do with the A tag. Okay. So you don't get completely lost. Thank you. I'm just gonna say, if you use the edit, it'd be easier for you to go. Yeah, any of the, after you go, it's just easier. That's better, that's good, if you are. You don't need to do individual, you could do one button too. That's what would happen is because one button, it goes on to one button. The rest of it, that should go on to the second, so you have to program it in such a way that it includes.
Exactly the code that YouTube gives you.
Okay. You know how he broke it down?
Yeah, well, then you need an image.
And so the YouTube, yeah, I think I broke it down.
Or you can put drop down menu.
Absolutely.
It's all up to your imagination. You can do anything really. You can do a drop down, you can do a checkbox, radio button, anything. I would prefer a drop. Yeah.
Because of the YouTube video. Because I was trying to make it look better. So I
The
like
drop
input.
down is also be very really good. So you may want
You just pick out the.
to. I'm not saying. So let me do this. So let's do this. First create one letter like it. Yeah, see that's a good advice. You would like 2 hours, 1.5 hours. There you go. And then 1 hour includes
You can put
There you go. So you could first do create one that individual one that works.
pulling out. So
Then change it.
make it another list. So the first assignment is the video, the next one is.
Yep.
And then the next one is. Well, it's not that he wants the videos to be covered. What he's asking for is like list links, and then each one goes to
What you want to do? That's what you wanted.
So you want the link to go.
So what do you
and then just, you know, once you make one.
Well, that's why it's happening, right? They're floating. So you want to float each one to the left or right.
So you only
This
have
yours,
once.
and this is blocked here, so it won't float down there, so it floats this way. So each of them, or you could simply do text to line left or right.
Okay, just like, okay, so this is your video page. And you can put things on that. But then you have a main page that would link to this page. So you just open up the page and then on it you put the H1. So you go to your own page. So just like you have to do that, as well as in the same folder, it'll switch between.
You can switch it off if you want to. But that can escape.
Okay, can I
So that's
just use
what
my
you-
URL, like the, can I just
Oh, no.
copy paste this?
You can, you don't need the URL, you only need the file name and the .html.
Oh, I see.
And it checks in the folder first. So all go together, you don't need the whole.
So
Yeah, but your Wi-Fi is
just
on.
make two steps. Two, so two folders, two files.
That doesn't work. You can see, yeah, you can just try and get into the sensor so they can, so they open up the console, power. Yeah. Good. So that's added. Each one will align its own array also. When I see a code. No, the name is. No, this is like individual pages, right?
Yeah.
No, no, for the main page. Oh. Oh, I see. You're doing a VR. VR for that down. So,
Yeah.
you like now if you want them to live, go. Probably loading so now if you want it on the left side, we'll have to probably give it 2 big each. Yeah, all you could do is clear the CSS. So you'll have one derivative, you have here. You do a position to it. So this is absolute position. Starts with one. So this is absolute, right? Or basic. It could be relative. So if you do it relative, so you're giving each of these tabs the position relative to the previous one. So that way, yeah, so like rise 5, so rise 5, top 0, relative, stuff like that. So you cascade it, yeah. So you probably may have to give one each of them IDs, but that's just a fancy way of doing it. Easy way, very nice.
It's never going to run out. Although they did run out for a friend of mine, I don't know how, but that was no
Y'all like that? So if I say, how much do I love Rick? If I'm below 60, it's thumbs down. And if I go up, he dances. You like that? He's excited. All right. If you don't like him, though, all right. Down. There you go, right there. We're going to get into it this afternoon. Start preparing your mind. Yeah. Too easy.
Where did you?
What language are you in?
That's assembler. It's JavaScript. Same thing we did yesterday.
Well, that language.
That language.
Excel statements.
That's it. We're going to get into it today. Start debriefing.
What's the actual slider?
That's the input thing you were asking me about yesterday. I did that special. Sure.
Yeah.
You like that? It ain't nothing special. Line 46. Nope, it's just range.
Just range, yeah.
Type equals range. It's an HTML5 thing. Maybe all about what's the href? HTML reference is 20 pounds. Should that point to some sort of web page? Do you have more than one web page? Your own home. So stay your home. It's working. Do you have a separate page for these? Do you have more than one page, or do you just have one? So what is it supposed to be doing? Showing how it is, or? I got you. What's that supposed to be? Got yours? What's your best friend? You left your best friend laying on the ground. You didn't even check. Best friend sitting there saying, hey, I got an error. Look for a line number.
Sometimes it's not much.
Inside the south now. Oh, you need to close your stuff.
know what I did wrong. He's coming back to it. Sure. Which one is it? You said something.
Okay, so you can't have anything title. What it puts in the title is what's that page, the name of the lender. So you don't have the things in the page, so it's blank. So if you take that out and put it in the body, it should show you. Cool wrap in your probably isn't showing.
Okay, thanks.
No problem, don't worry about it.
So nothing goes in the title? Nothing goes in the title? Ever
You
will?
can put, it's just text that shows at the top of the
Oh,
browser.
that's just the brown, okay.
So, yeah, you probably should put something there, but.
Okay.
I'm just trying to, you if I'm doing JavaScript and I want to call a variable that I created in,
Take your time. I can interpret.
yeah, okay. So I made checkboxes. Each of those checkboxes is supposed to be answering a question. I'd like to write an if statement saying if rock music is true, then do this.
Are you hitting a button to check it? How does the user know that it's time to check?
They have the option to go ahead and check, and then they click a button.
Okay, so there's a button.
When the button gets hit.
Then you call a function.
Exactly.
And then you can get each element by ID, each
Do I need to
checkbox.
do that on a separate script sheet? So I've done it on a separate script.
Are you doing it on more than one page?
No, just one.
To keep it simple right now. Would I do that? Probably. Maybe not. Doesn't matter. Depends on my mood. But I'd say for your intents and purposes, probably keep it all on the same page. But keep going with your logical thought. I think we got sidetracked on that last piece.
So to make it easier on myself, I put instructions for what they're supposed to do.
Comments.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No.
Instructions.
On the web page.
Sure.
Said please select one of the following.
Okay.
if the first thing it's going to do is check to see how. First thing that happens when they hit the button is it's going to check if more than one checkbox
Why?
is true. Because otherwise, it shouldn't do anything else. That's the main thing.
Why, if you don't want a user to check more than one thing,
Why do checkboxes?
why give them the opportunity to check more than one thing?
I should just do a button for each
Yeah.
one.
So Dilbert says, have one button and push it at the factory. That's how you deal with users. So what other option do you think you would use besides checkboxes?
I can just do a button.
Okay. What else?
Do you want to see a...
Do I want? No. But what else you have? What other options are there? You have used websites, I would imagine, for your entire life. What else have you seen?
Radio button.
Radio is the standard. Radio only allows you to choose one thing.
Right.
So if you
And that
give...
automatically creates an array, right? If you have more than one thing.
We're getting way in the deep end, but yeah, sure. There's plenty of examples. That's some basic stuff. So if you want to look up radio buttons and interfacing radio buttons with JavaScript, you're going to see some pretty good examples of how to do that very succinctly. It's very easy to do. So,
Cool. Thank you.
sure.
Is that radio?
How's it going? Good, good.
Cool.
Yeah. On our 12 o'clock, I guess.
What are you on?
Yeah.
Good man.
Check out Scott. He's completely broken right now.
Again?
Again. He just gave the users an option to check more than one thing, thinking that they would be smart enough to know not to check more than one thing. And we had to talk about
Yeah.
that.
And I just didn't.
Always shoot for 8th grade. Crayons, coloring books, 8th grade. Keep it simple.
It's a successful response. It's like when that user, you have to figure it out who you have access to. This is the next one. So it's only one point per person. But you're an admin. So. Yeah, no. We're using the transfer that's all that is. 20 seconds is the because that team
The biggest one. No, if you want to scale that. Wait, what?
yeah, it's time.
No, I want to go to the,
That's great. Just to have it.
no, but I want to go to the website.
The website's
So I'll go to the website.
right. I gotta go rebuild the interface.
How do you get access to the everything is in the file? Sometimes you have access to it, because you have access to Wi-Fi. So you know when you log in,
Which is not the proper version of the application. But next thing is I had to do virtuals. Because it's not.
Who doesn't have CSS loaded? None. Who's using an external CSS library instead of writing their own?
I might want to. I would do a tax.
You can see,
Who stole their menuing system from somebody else? Maybe your neighbor.
Try to uninstall or install. Because I did.
Who's used a tag that they haven't seen before and we haven't covered? This one? I challenge everybody to go find an HTML tag you ain't never heard of before and put it in your stuff. Maybe something weird. I'll give you some examples. Getting it?
no.
Perfect.
Thought I was, and then actually I was for a second there, split second there. Felt kind of right.
Had it and then she's gone.
And then it's okay. Oh, well,
There it is.
well, there's the answer, but it will never be there. What I thought was we're now for some YouTube privacy or rights limitations. this is underneath the stuff. You can get rid of that very easily. Right now you're looking at the font. Change the width. No, by default it's on that. Get rid of it. It's like 10. Not 10, but what? So here's how you do it. You check what it is. None of us are using it. Suppose reduce it. Drive over, reduce it. But then you're going to have to float it right. The volume is that side. If you do it there, it won't show it. You need that on off. So you get. Yeah. So you just put that on. Right. Exactly right. What's up?
No, I'm just clicking to my other page.
Sorry, what? Yeah, because you have A equal H rep, that's wrong. You remove the equal from that. It's A H rep. Fancy, do that. So what about the videos?
Well, the more you see it, I'm looking at
So you haven't done specific features?
well, I didn't know do that, but I'm trying to do it with dots.
Yeah, that's what pretty much not completely. I mean, someone just did that. So here's a thing you can grind it. Is this yours? So, and have it done with the data. These are videos here, right? That's one video, and you do that as well. That's a button, right? So you click on the button, the way you can change. Yeah, but you change it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that's something you should try, and it's really easy. Basically, to
shit. The
if you
hell?
want to add more stuff to it, you can increment the video. So you click on it twice, you go to the second, you click on it 3 times, you go to it twice. And you click it, just leave it drop, select the video, and that's it. But the drop down file. You might want to first try it. There's no chair. Did you get what it said? What did you want to watch?
I do. So it'd be like buttons, and then do on click, and then I would make the function I want to do, right? And then function like here.
Yeah, you can do that, or since you have so many pages, create a new also to be able to just put in there. So it's new example. No, very good. Did you draw it? So there's a tag attribute for AI that's called target. Includes underscore which opens new so you do so you go yeah you go back no, you take it to the page, but you don't want to use that navigation so you open the page. You put back in there. You might just want to check whether it's uppercase or lowercase. This might be. Okay. That's what you wanted, right? No. Okay, so what did you? Yeah, that's right. Initial
Yeah, and that's what's like.
but I would suggest getting to JavaScript once you understand it. So once you're on the base, you'll understand because yours is really basic. So you could get into it if you want that they aren't about it. So you're going to have to redo all of them.
1 hour, 11 minutes. Holy crap. All right, everybody, check this out real quick. This looks really complicated, right? Looks like a whole bunch of stuff. Check out these tags. That's it. You get out there and start exploring a little bit. It's pretty easy. It comes with all kinds of stuff. So go out there and find some tags. Impress me. Find some crazy stuff. Find some CSS. Steal some CSS. Steal some tags.
Well, so you said you want to show the way, so.
Yeah.
Time.
Right, no, I like it easier, so, okay. Thank you. Yeah, so what I'm trying to do is actually color code it. So this is gonna be changed.
They don't realize they use good stuff in the copy good stuff.
Even better.
I mean, no, the thing.
I did it on mine.
Oh, you did?
I did load bootstraps and I copied some of those tags.
Yeah, well, then we copy stuff.
Yeah, so what I wanna work on is eventually is like, we're gonna say,
Well, see, the
I
bootstrap
need,
tags could not be
for example,
pointed
like,
to
I need to
websites.
break bad habits. and then
Resources
it's gonna
not.
say, like, okay, video documents in your
Exactly, so we should have to use put that in. And you have
So I got
to
it. So it's easy.
So the website shows you, you know that
Happy
way.
with style. I like this better than trying to just throw one. We're here to code. We want to be coders.
Let's go, Christy.
We're going to code.
That's how college works.
That's how college works.
They teach you 1 hour.
Wanna write?
So programming code is-
Yeah, I'm talking
You have any questions? Or you all good?
I'd rather
just
get paid
thinking
for
what's
doing
that?
this.
Okay. Cool.
Where's the database at, Scott?
Here you go.
Still working on that.
Hey.
It's okay, I'm moving at a snail's pace to me.
Nah. See what you got. Everybody.
I have to look up things before I tell people things.
All right,
So
beautiful.
I got things that I don't want to tell them wrong. And I only think
I keep my phone handy with W3
So you're on
schools
the second
open.
page, when we get back, is that first thing?
I mean, like you said, we can't.
Let's go back to
See what we got. All right, everybody bring it up. Come around. We got lunchtime here in a minute. Let's see some, let's get some yelling at each other done.
There we go. So let's go. Let's say 0. Wrap files.
Oh,
I think you access.
Well, wherever you want to look at.
I linked it from,
Show what you got,
okay,
guys.
this
Let's see
goes
it.
to my second, my 0 goes to 1.
Okay.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh, did you hear that,
Alex?
Alex? Yeah. You got it.
To link 0.
You got what?
Database.
It should be in local storage, not a database.
Yeah.
You know what local storage is?
Yeah, but I'm trying to make it on a SQL database.
Oh, that's like 2 weeks ago. But you have to do something on the server side.
Yeah, that's why.
Okay, so I'm trying to link, go back to 0, that to 2.
You got more than one page yet?
So you're on page 1. Let's go back to page 2.
So when it
You want to go back to page 1?
You got CSS in there?
So this is, it helps to draw it out sometimes. Like page 1, 2, 3. And draw little links and the layout of the page. So right now you've got 0, 1, and 2. No, it's just you just source them by name. That's all. So,
Did you suffer through
so
it?
we got,
And then the injection of the
what is it that you're trying to do? Where are you starting? What's your
Okay, so my start is this. This is the start. I work backwards. So my vision is to,
you're missing something. The title, each once you put the title, you need to have something around the title. You need a head. The title always goes inside the head. So you need to put a head.
Go find some tag you've never used before, use that. And show me next time a cool tag.
does it really affect it if you don't have it?
You do
I'll go ahead and delete it.
Browsers will figure things out, but you need to write the code.
Oh,
All right, what you got, sir?
And then inside the title, put some text. That's
the
all.
awesome.
That's going to be, why is that matter? Put it in your browser. Let's go back to one of the pages.
Oh, there you go. Full screen and everything. You hack into that to make it do that?
It's going to do this.
You had to do the full screen tab, didn't you? You do like a full screen, you go into the audio range.
oh, cool. Oh, I see. Okay.
So let's go back over here.
That flow that would be right.
Okay, so you got the head, the title. body, H1, H2. So now, this is where
Get in there and break
that, so like that, right? So href, you need to give it the name of the file that you want to open when they click on that. So then it's done for
I ain't here though. What you got?
it's done for, and then whatever the old file is.
Is that you?
Dot H2.
Beautiful. I love the whole
And then
background.
close
Oh,
that,
you got
so just the gradient.
gradient sliding in the background.
That's going to be what I see. After
I'm having
they
trouble with my laptop.
right there, after the last exclamation point,
Actually
do
using the
closing
JavaScript.
Okay.
you have to have forward slash.
So,
Exactly.
yeah, so I know that
Save that.
I'm gonna need my
Let's go back and look at it. See what I
actual
did.
function. Autoclick flavor.
Yeah. Call the function when you click.
Yep.
No, don't open it
So,
again.
uncommon.
Just go, it's already in. So just go to your browser. Keep going.
Listen
That's
to
going to
more.
confuse yourself. Yeah. So just press
So I have
F5.
my script function flavor off.
Why is it inside your div and not in the head?
It should be in the header.
Is this the we're on one?
How do I actually?
Oh,
Do I just like return
Just change
video or return the link to the YouTube video?
So you're trying to change the current page based on the button click.
There you go. There it is.
All right. So if you click a button, you want the current page to change to another page in JavaScript. What do you think the keywords are? JavaScript, change, current page. Why don't you type that in and see what code you find?
That's one day.
That's a pretty common thing. Ma'am?
Try that audio file with a
Send it. Okay, keep
Yeah,
going.
yeah, we'll leave it back, but I hear.
Oh, look at that. Okay.
Pretty cool stuff here, I think.
All right. What's your menuing system? Where's your?
I mean, it's a little
Oh, yeah.
simplistic, but I wanted to make sure I tried to
You
integrate.
got multiple pages?
Yesterday with Java.
Not yet.
And then just JavaScript.
That's your challenge, more than one page.
And then just to
Go
make
back and
sure
forth
that
between
everything's
more than
actually,
one
actually working. So that I could then go back and flourish from there. Right.
What was your guidance for marketing?
So now.
No, there is no marketing.
So just.
Do it.
however it
Do it
works.
500 ways
Okay.
on every page. Think of the hardest thing you could possibly do and do that. Ma'am? See what you got. Is that you? Very nice. You're changing color from your own too. Cool, cool. Very cool. All right. What you got?
Not a whole lot. Let's see, I'm trying to, I haven't worked on the prettying it up yet, but it's not open, it's not refusing to go through these videos.
It's not pushing to the iframe. It's opening in new pages is fine, but it's not changing the content of the iframe, which is what you want to do, right?
Yes.
So how would you change the content of the iframe? What you'd have to use JavaScript
Okay.
to change the element, the source element, the source attribute of the iframe tag. Every time you click on one of the links, it needs to go there and change the source.
Thank you.
What you got, Blondie? What you got? Is this you?
yeah, well, it's a friend.
You made this? Okay. Today? All right, I'm done. What you got?
This is my first page.
Top 5. Is that your top 5?
Yeah, that's my top 5.
All right.
And then, my second.
How do I get home? Yeah, I'm on your second page. How do I get home?
So my first page?
Yeah.
Well, I just typed in.
Wrong. Fix that.
Okay.
How do you get home? Maybe a link that takes you home?
True that.
Is this you? Yeah. Today. Let's go, Dave.
What the?
You got JavaScript in that? Yeah. Sorry. You got JavaScript?
Well, no, I got CSS.
Why don't you have your JavaScript? Why not? Wasting time, you got all that down.
This is.
Go ahead.
Dodge Nice. And I just added in the audio, so we're roughly with weights.
Yeah. How do I get home?
Travel button at the top in the bottom.
It's what you got. Let me see it. Pull it up.
That's good.
Pull up your job.
So,
Pull up your job.
that's a battery. So there's two more Dodge.
There's a Dodge before the school. There's one strip for the.
Or if you want to go.
Give me a script tag.
So you come back to this place because.
Man.
Look at this. I click on this, right? In there. Oh, you have. Yeah.
That's
Yeah, so you can do that. You can do what you just did.
Cool. Osberg.
You don't need to bother with
Well, so when I do.
Did you write that CSS?
That's a little faster.
You have your CSS in there?
This looks actually, this looks.
Cascading specials or one? You make this background color change. You got some CSS in there.
Why don't you link it back to?
What's the CSS called?
Do it. And because make it happen. Put it on there.
We wanted to just to show what it's like. So starting out.
Probably.
So now, what's
Yeah, I got it barely got it. Yeah.
What you wanted to say.
Yeah, it's,
Steal that?
I kind of want to play with it, but I might just float it in the center.
We got January over here also.
Title of this one.
We got
So we wanted to do a title together.
No, it like, it just gives you,
Sometimes I like.
Figure it out. Where's your guy?
no, it would just be like,
So now,
like, we've done this,
Yes.
maybe
Go
the
to
box pops up and
Highlight the
says,
element.
yes.
Oh, it's just response.
Yeah.
You have an external CSS file. The date loaded. Why it's loaded? Then you pass that. Or you pass that. It ain't loading, it doesn't know what's that, right?
No, for jQuery, you just say,
You got it.
the document dot get. Should run you.
Me too.
See, you don't play on me when you're here.
If I get there, how I get home?
Yeah, just do this, create a function, change out.
Make all this larger.
I'm sorry.
Change the color of that for each icon. Be different than the background. Start to read.
Style equals law. Right?
So.
I was trying to do this same thing.
Open that, change that.
I've already on that code. It's two different images, it's two different tags.
And go
It's
back
two
to
tags,
that.
not one tag. You're trying to shove it into two tags. It needs to be, you're trying to shove it into one tag, it needs to be two tags.
You can use any number.
You got all that JavaScript in there yet? You need to have them register for your trip. So they need to fill out an entire form and send you an email when they're done. I want to have a whole form that they fill out with all of their personal information, and when they click the submit button, it sends you an email with all that information. Make it happen. You got 15 minutes.
Well, I got the home button back on
You
there.
got until lunch, man. Let's make it happen. You can find that stuff real easy. Yeah.
Okay. Now I just need a home button on that.
That's not really a button, it's more like a link.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
you're using the A tag, you're not using the button, so don't call it a button.
Oh, okay. I haven't got to that. Okay, so.
Yeah, because buttons JavaScript,
Oh, okay.
right? So like on, click, whatnot, right?
Okay. Yeah, I saw that tag yesterday.
I'm sorry, he'll be back.
Oh, no, it's okay.
Okay, I see what you did here. So how do I, you can put lunch.
Document or get elements by class.
It didn't come up, so I.
Elements by class.
Yes, you got five. So that's the one that goes
Save that. And it's only going to work for the first one because that's the one that's going to happen. You'll be able to read it.
the B has to be there.
I didn't realize. So is this is
That's the
Right
way we
now,
need
they
to
have a
have
name
it.
drug.
In G3,
So we can
exactly the way we thought it
give
should.
them a class.
That really is
They have an
Wouldn't it be
ID.
nice if you didn't have
So
to
they
make
can know when
it
they're
all
class.
countries to check? That's the way you do it in G3. We'll get there.
Put it like after ID or after staff, because
It's by class name.
sometimes it's.
You show me anything?
C is capital, N is capital. Yes,
I was trying to figure out how to,
Is that
like,
inside?
you just put, so what I would want to do, like, I can put on these things right
You wanna look at this?
now.
No, that's not what it
I wanted
says. I gave him 2 instructions.
you to be able to check it out.
After class.
So now it has to put name. Okay, thank you, I wanted it to go to the other page.
Yeah, you were saying something? Or
you want-
was that wrong?
No, I was done. Thank you.
You
I
want
did.
JavaScript?
Thank you.
Yeah, she just dragged me away.
To make it easier.
You doing JavaScript?
I don't know what I'm doing. Don't waste time.
Yeah, you're doing Java. That's JavaScript, the one on top is HTML.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to. Okay, basically, I'm trying to get. Just mess around with this.
One line of code.
Well, you're not in script, you close script.
All right,
So
good.
it's not accepting that because it doesn't know it's a JavaScript.
Within one of the.
Should I just open a new one? or-
Yeah, unless you want it to be in the same one. And you're using Bootstrap?
Yes.
You know how to use Bootstrap?
The current page is dropped at HTML.
Honestly, because if you're using Bootstrap, you don't need any of this. Let's just create the whole menu on its own.
Oh, the menu is not.
You just do an app bar code. Don't worry about that.
Here's my problem.
Who's your best friend now?
It's not changing the.
Let's go back to the
It will open them in a separate window, but it will not change the source.
Okay, so here what we're going to do is,
When I
Back to your page, click.
so I click on this, and it just says that there's.
Check your frame, maybe you didn't do the right frame. Maybe probably half the right thing, half the wrong thing.
Let's do the deal.
I mean, I did something so that
Style it.
That's the button, you think first. Hover over it.
Maybe remove that and see what it does.
remove this.
No. Yeah, that's fine. Well, yeah, remove video box and just, like, where did you get that
Change
from?
that to Google.
I just think that I just figured that I'd have to link it up somehow. So that I can target the iframe.
It would be different.
No, well, it takes the iframe on its own. Well, so your AH is the iframe. So you don't need that right there at all. Because, oh, you're trying to put it all in one frame. I see.
I don't, instead of jumping around the pages, I want everything to point to a single frame. So that you can alternate.
Oh, yeah, I see why. It needs to be target equal hash.
So not just like that?
No, no. The column, yeah.
Okay.
That should go.
And do I rename it here too, or just?
Also, you don't call it name, I think you should give it ID.
Alright, get into the function, that's good. And it good. That's good. You didn't.
Okay. Alright.
Alright. So now just change instead of just change put the name of the local file.
I'll get rid of that crap. That's wait. So, you sure that wasn't name? Because I think I did copy that.
You said
At least it's.
maybe that should be in there.
At least it's now it's still. Well,
Got any JavaScript in there?
now it's gone away.
You got any JavaScript in there?
I just have the front of it now.
Don't worry
You
about
got multiple pages?
Ready to go. Ready to be linked to.
You have multiple pages?
I have the edit files.
Okay.
Gotta have them to click to. Maybe I
So when I click on contact, where does it take?
It'll take you to a contact form.
Go ahead.
Well, it's not up yet. It's not connected yet.
Okay.
I just made the front of it and the ideas for each of the four.
Alright.
Breakdown.
Go ahead and start.
Yeah.
All that.
Yeah, it's definitely not finding it yet. So maybe
Actually, you can do target. See, target basically is this, right? So what target is doing is. Oh wait. Go back to that one second. The code.
So then
Check something.
It's weird. I think that's my fault.
and then I'll have one central image. And it doesn't have, I say, but now that we're doing it.
You actually convert, you're doing the exact opposite of what people have. Yeah, because what people are doing is an href, right? And that href is pointing to the target, to the frame.
this is. That's what I was trying to.
Yeah, but yours is the opposite, because in your case, you have the link, you have one frame, and that is just changing the video in the frame.
Yeah.
They have is a link which points to the frame, which already has the video in it. So there are multiple frames.
Yeah. No, that's what I wanted to. That's what I wanted to avoid. I wanted to use.
I have no idea why it's working right now.
Oh, I got it.
Go with it. It has worked many times.
And it looks like it was trying to. I mean, it was working.
It's not target. I'm pretty sure it's not target. Because I think you have to target on. Hey.
So he's saying I needed to use JavaScript to change this.
50 ways to solve a problem, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, so would that be target equals hash if he's trying to point to the iframe, or would that be underscore?
Hash sounds right, but I'd have to look it up. I don't know off the top of my head.
You mean that's the thing.
I would probably Google change iframe location
Yeah.
and see if you can find an example of that real quick.
Oh, you could do this. You could simply just do it in JavaScript.
That's what he was saying. Yeah.
I mean, it's easier.
Let's see.
So you see what that would do? You have the frame, right, which has an SRC. Does your frame have an SRC?
It's blank.
That's why it's not working. It's not having blank. Then it has nothing in it to show.
Well, I don't care. I'm not worried about what it's showing in the onset. I'm worried that all I want to do. I mean, I can change that later. I want to make sure that that trigger works.
No. So it is working.
Okay.
But what's happening is it's not going to show anything. It's going to show the blank because that's what you asked about blank.
Okay. So if I
So he is
do I
right.
just get rid of this?
No, you can't get rid of it because iframe won't work without that.
Okay.
So iframe source So
is
it
equal.
doesn't know what link to put there.
So it needs to look to a function for
It needs to
the-
look for this. And it doesn't know that because without JavaScript, it won't know to look for that.
So it needs to look for the JavaScript.
The code you just saw, that one line code, that will do it in a second.
Okay.
So you need only one frame, right?
So where would I
when you
put
click
this?
on
Would I put this on the
script, yeah, you don't need to put it up. So with script, you can dump it anywhere you want.
Okay, so this is on A. Then right
Script can go
here,
anywhere.
right here is where
Should I do autofill?
Sorry?
Should I autofill? CVM I did. So here, what's happening now is that is what it's going to take.
Like, but I need to first read. So change this to
whatever you've given.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Yeah, great job.
Okay, and then the source is equal to
So it's trying to set property something that doesn't exist.
It's not that simple. You need a on click of right.
yeah.
So you'll have to do on click, right? On click of the button.
on click of the menu.
Yeah.
All right, let's
Okay.
let's go ahead and get to a stopping point, and I'm going to give a quick little motivational speech. That will last 1 minute, and then we'll go to lunch. So go ahead and get to a stop point. Next 2 minutes or so, make some notes. Make sure you can get back to where you need to be. About another minute.
Man, you got fast minutes.
I do.
You live on New York time.
Gotta get it. Life is short.
So you get what I said?
Sure.
So on click of the button, you want your source to change. So it's two lines of JavaScript.
30 seconds.
So on click of the button, I want my this ID source to change to
So you're
this.
super excited. We're gonna get more
Would
into
you
it.
put that up there? Or?
In there.
Okay, so
And you change this to a button. So when that button is clicked,
okay.
you see?
Okay.
All right, pencils down, laptops down. It's lunchtime. Take a break. All right. Are we good over there on the northern side? We're just gonna assume. All right. So we're breaking the rules, right? We got people making databases. People's back there using jQuery. My man, my woman. We got people stealing code. We got people using tags they ain't never seen before. So compared to maybe 3 days ago, we kind of get a little bit better, right? Starting to see the patterns. You ain't gonna remember nothing. You need to go out there and Google it, figure it out, experiment. F12's your buddy. So, you know, I got a couple more days here, so we're gonna talk about this, but I'm gonna keep hammering it home. And you're gonna have, what, 400 weeks of this, I think, something like that. So you got a bunch of other instructors coming. And, you know, there's no rules, right? I mean, you know, he's got rules or whatever, but there's no rules as far as what you learn, right? If you're not working ahead, you're wrong. If it's 2 weeks from now and they're on databases and you got all that stuff and you ain't got stored procedures and functions and you're not building interior layer .NET applications in C# while you're doing all this stuff, you're wrong. Right? If you're not spending your own time, you know, executing on getting further ahead, getting this stuff more integrated in your brain, if you don't get something, getting on Khan Academy, if you're not ordering books off Amazon, if you're not making it happen, you're wrong. You're not going to get it. And I think you get that part of things now a whole lot better than maybe you have before. right? And failure's okay, and there's no excuses for not getting it. Because you have more information at the touch of your fingers than the President of the United States of America did in 1998. So you can make it happen. You guys are doing an awesome job. All right, that's lunch. And they're all back to code. Look at that, boss. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was.
The camera lights on.
I never turned it off.
Remains to be seen a couple days before that.
Yeah.
Let's get that stamp when we called. Something wrong? He said, no, I had something to take care of.
Yeah, I did get these. I'll change this to buttons, and then I use the JavaScript
Like this is long way and this is right way.
Okay.
You were doing the long
I was going down the long way, wrong way.
Now I'm starting to do.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah, it's for computer science masters. I'm trying to do that right now. So if I get a job, then I won't do it. At least right out. Don't get a good job.
Yeah, this is so much better. There's
Practice.
Grass bonds.
Get a fresh. Like, you know, you always do really well. All right.
so much better.
You know, it's just can't let somebody
My
else
book
select.
came in today. My friend picked it up.
Because I want to do everybody's. It's like this.
Everybody's phone number.
Over the week, I'm working on it.
You still know everybody's phone number and birthday?
Pretty dead by that. How are you doing with that? How's that going?
Tough with that.
Doing well. We did some
Mine's
snacks.
not that far
Got
along
there
yet.
eventually.
That was always impressive.
Now I hear we have
never
an
done
team
one.
master. And I'm only 31. One
I did know that because I just sent her a happy birthday on Facebook.
Facebook's
I mean, worst case, I can work on it at home.
Yeah, I got a reminder
Is
message.
that, I don't even know what technology that's using, so are you learning anything while you're doing that?
A lot.
See, I forget quickly now.
Is that all on the Wixer?
No, I'm doing actually making an iOS app right now.
What's that? Yeah, I got a huge
Are we
just had
talking
banana
about
for
the- are we
breakfast.
talking about the-
I did want to try to get that working
You're
though.
making a million
Let's see what I got here. That HDMI cable, I think it's a bad HDMI port or
They
something.
made an Android app.
I hate hardware. No, I didn't even have one here.
Hey, I thought Ellie was native apps. I thought Ellie was the guy. He doesn't like native apps.
That's how you.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
I'm
So
asking
you
you,
do it.
I'm asking you what he's doing. I'm like, are we talking about the same project? Because he's talking about making a.
See, that's why you have employees. You don't like it, so
Making
you're
an
not
app.
good employee.
What? You're doing that for us? We hate them. Why are you doing that?
Even I hate it.
We have to.
We have to do a native one.
It was a mandated. You have to have an iOS app.
That's the
Time to
concept.
time.
Well, so here's the funny thing, at least you have to just start making the Android app, which is not required. The only purpose of it is for me to see how it works.
Okay, well,
I hate it.
yeah, that is a, it all makes sense now.
Yeah,
Let's see where they're spare.
really funny.
Wait, where the spare laptops go?
Also, if you
Yeah, we should.
I asked them to put them under that table so that we're not.
oh, it's under the,
So we're not stepping over them now that the thing is gone.
also?
To cover them. They should be in there. Oh, yeah, right there.
if you're bored of eating at the brioche place, today I think the food truck is Italian.
What, where's the food?
There's a food truck every day at Bailey's Park.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yesterday they had
that's right.
Yeah,
Right,
yesterday
right,
they had Mexican, today they have Italian.
Yeah, no, that's a favorite.
Let's go.
It's a done deal.
I'm headed to the Italian one.
All right, see.
Forget it.
There we are.
I think I'm actually still straight. Well, you clocked it.
So what's the audio like?
Say that for if you see why some puppies. Yeah, chill about free.
I appreciate it. I saw that you posted in Slack the number. I just couldn't tell whether it was an HP or one of the Dells.
I thought you were coming over to comment on my lunch.
Sorry?
I thought you were coming over to comment on my lunch.
Oh, no, no, no. Sightsource, turning the
When you leave the building, if you just like walk across the street, on the side of this area building that you can see right here, there's yes, yeah. It's across from the outside seats. There's a cafe, so you can have like
No
coffee, you can have sandwiches, and juice and stuff too. And this was like really good. Yes.
Just check back later, and go ahead and apply if we're able to do it. If we're able to do it again, but for this one, unfortunately, it's not going to work. No problem. Have a good one. Bye.
This is always how it is. I always have like a smattering of drinks around me. Cool.
Just say, this opportunity, literally, for fires, literally. Sitting down. Move all the scrap out of the way. I was sitting with a, here's one. Oh yeah, there we go. You want one of these?
Please, yeah.
Oh, while you're there, would you mind tossing? Oh, never mind. No, I was going to ask for a tray length, but thank you for the water too.
You got it. Thanks.
Thank you, sire.
Yeah, so, I mean, I was literally just sitting there. I tried to quit in January. They made me an offer. They hired on a guy.
From your current thing you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why
Wells.
you're handing the thing off.
Yeah, so I was at Wells. So I was trying to quit, but I didn't have anything to do. So the first time I tried to quit, I didn't quit because I didn't have anything else to do. It started really bothering me. So I stayed on because they asked. The second time I tried to quit, they were like, it was in April. And I was like, okay, well, I'm not going to quit because I don't have anything to do, so I'll just hang out. And then like a week later, I'm sitting down having lunch with like a cousin from Virginia. He's like, man, I was up at the volunteer fire department the other day, and as soon as he said that, I was like, oh.
It was your girlfriend's father or something.
Yeah. I was just sitting there, I was like, as soon as he said that, I was like, yep, that's it. So, yeah, I mean, I need to think about it, and it's probably more subconscious than anything else, but I think it's probably not something I could plan for. Life happens, you know. What about yourself?
About a year ago, 2 years ago, we were thinking about, maybe this is run its course, maybe we'd go do something. I didn't have any aspirations for retirement, but doing something different. And it's like, no, I really enjoy this. What I don't enjoy is how we're doing it. So change it. I'm not ever going to be happy going to work for somebody else again. Just because office space, it's like, yeah, I've been there, I've done that. Been director of IT, Europe, about as good as it gets in the corporate world.
Right.
Very little oversight. It's still corporate world. It's still politics. That's not me. So what's the alternative? You say, blank slate, what are you going to do? And to me, I enjoy coding. And I don't necessarily have to code it all the time, but I like to actually design systems, build a database. I enjoy that, I'm not going to do Sudoku when I'm 85. I'm going to be building databases and throwing them away.
Yeah. See, that was never me. When I wasn't having to learn in order to get the next job or whatever, I was never good. It's just a different.
It was a job to you. It wasn't so much. Yeah.
It was always a trade. It was always a trade. It was never a passion. And I think that was what always kind of ground me down. You got to love that stuff to stay there for 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
Never had a passion for it. Unfortunately, my passion has always been to things that have destroyed my body and it forced me to face the darkness of this world. And, that's been my passion. Hook or by crook, I've always pushed myself back into it however I can. So, I think that's just the difference. That's why I don't retain, that's why I don't. Just because I don't.
You're not interested.
Yeah.
It's temporary memory. I got to do this. Then it's done.
I'll research. I'll ramp up. I'll get it done. I'll get out. I've learned so much over so much time that the ramp up time is minimal, and I can actually just glance at stuff now. And, oh yeah, it doesn't take long, but I just don't store it like I store. Of course, I don't know the muzzle velocity of an M4 either. I don't know. I could tell you the best course of action for fire maneuver in a linear ambush. I remember that.
Save your life.
Yeah. But I think that's just the difference that you're searching for me. Is I just never really was very passionate about my code.
Spent till 1 o'clock in the morning doing all my assignments and writing papers and all this stuff.
One of the nice things about this career, though, you could do it for 3, 4, 5, 6 months out of the year. Take the rest off. As long as you don't need a high wage to live, and nobody really does. You got freedom, and that for me has been the most important thing.
Oh yeah. There's a lot to it. Plus training and teaching. There's plenty of that to do. And then with SharePoint, that stuff's easy compared to writing code. It's snooze through my day in SharePoint.
That's the only way I end up.
It's just so there's a lot of opportunity for.
That was one of the slides on the first day. Open job opportunities and the current salaries. One of them, SharePoint administrator.
Oh yeah.
It's like, some JavaScript, HTML. You have to have maybe a week or two, if that, and here are all the screens and how SharePoint works. But writing code,
that's not the day to day. So what kind of car are you driving these days?
You're not smart. You just.
Audi.
A8?
Mm-mm.
4?
We got in the children's S3. Smallest one.
Yeah. I bought a 2018 Jeep Rubicon Unlimited. Just gigantic. I ordered it. That is the first car I've ever bought, except for women. Bought plenty of women cars. That is the first car I've ever bought me, ever. So what I got rid of was a 1998 Nissan Pathfinder with 350,000 miles on it.
Wow.
That was my previous vehicle.
Nice.
So I got that one, and then I went and spent like another $10,000 for 35-inch tires, and a 3-inch lift. It's a redneck Cadillac. I love that thing. But it's got all the bells and whistles. I got leather seats, and I got everything on it. And I spent way too much money on it.
Those are great off-road too, aren't they?
They're amazing. They're the best. Rubicon is the best off the factory floor off-road vehicle you can buy. It has, you can build something nicer, but it has like push-button lockers, and I don't know, all kinds of crap I ain't turned on. But 4-wheel drive. It's got it's just 8 gears in the transmission. It's just amazing. But the thing I like the most is the radio. It's got 10 speakers and a big subwoofer, and I can talk to it. It plays video. Because the previous vehicle I had literally had a tape deck in it, So, yeah, for the past 10 years, I've been living. So, it's nice.
So then, to Lincoln,
Remember in high school and college, I had a Nissan Sentra.
A little bit, but not that much.
I got my radio was stolen, and out of protest, I didn't replace it. I had no radio, just an open
No,
hole.
actually, just over 20 years. Been in
It's like, fine, take it.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
I don't need it.
Yeah, actually, just over 20 years because I lived almost 5 years in Atlanta.
So you got a chart in the back with tracking everybody?
I find it interesting.
I need to write down names.
Not objective.
Stars. Good ones. They do that in SEALs. So I'll have like a big chart somewhere. Everybody's names. We'll cross them off when they quit. Look at gold stars next to the people or check boxes next to the people that do good. That way you can keep track of it. That way you can really see what is, and then you can use that later on as retraining, strengths and weaknesses. It's really good all the way up to it's for teachers, and for some reason that's
Probably
job.
the same
That could be a focus for retraining.
So it's pretty.
That's a good point.
All of your.
We do have, I don't know if you saw a couple of emails about classmarker.com. We have some tests. They're really quizzes with 10 or 12 questions on them.
As small as
If you want to take a look at that, we haven't given any yet because they haven't learned enough, but today might be the first day where they could actually go through the first one. And that's going to be, because I've been instructor, you know that. That's a lot of paper and grading, and it's like, okay. I didn't ask that question right, I got to throw it out. Forget all that. I'm going to have it automated online.
Yeah.
That's what this thing is.
But your street feel is going to be.
That's what matters, yeah. But
Interesting. Maybe someday.
Give them tasks.
Oh, you should check it out. Budapest is an awesome city.
that's part of why I'm walking around here.
It's worth. It's definitely worth visiting. So,
That's
if
why I
you
want you
ever
to
get the
push a little
chance,
bit.
do check it out.
So you don't have to.
Sometimes it's good to run.
Let's see if it works.
Oh, frickety frack. The freaking Land O'Lakes lawyer wants me to do his job for him, and he sent me a Word copy of the contract with the tracker turned on, but I don't have the lid on this. Oh yeah, no, I can do it. Or I can actually start and see if maybe they're just as smart as
What's the,
Apple believes it is.
Nah, I wouldn't trust that. Do you have LibreOffice? It's the open source equivalent. I think.
Oh
that
no, I can probably download it on the Windows machine, virtual machine. But
Come on.
saw you.
I drank some of that tea.
Was it good?
No.
Yeah, it's pretty terrible. No sugar.
Honestly.
Sugar's the devil.
It is. So is honey. It's the same thing.
That's
Water boy.
yeah, that's what the T-shirt yesterday that I was wearing. It was South Central Louisiana State University Mud Dogs T-shirt. Go Mud Dogs! Go on, go play foosball with your friends.
You have the accent down.
That's such a good video.
It's the best.
Okay, so I downloaded it.
I'm not sure what to do with that tea.
Is it useful?
I think,
We got spots up here now, don't we? Get them out of the back.
yeah, that's true.
Not that many spots. Two, yeah.
And I'm sitting in one of them.
So really just the one. I mean, is it not useful at all? Because we
now
could.
it's even worse because it's like a block. It's like
Well, we
you
could.
can't see.
No. We could push two tables closer so that it can span it. So it doesn't have to be that close. You can
Yeah,
pull
but you
it
still
back.
can't
No, it's a
sit
matter
in the
of-
front of the room. If you're sitting in the back, in the middle.
Oh, but there's not. No, we definitely want to have one extra spot so nobody has to sit in the middle.
I don't know, it's. Well, and you were sitting there, so could you see from?
I could, but I'm not a good judge.
You can't judge whether you can see.
I'm not looking at it to actually understand the code for the first time. It's like, yeah, I got it.
Yeah, that's in the
You
studio.
can't really see
I got
from
it.
here. This is really not.
That's the worst one?
3 would probably work just fine, but I'm not sure if you can pull back here just a little bit, see that correctly.
But I think if they had to choose between having a crisp view of any
Yeah.
code versus being able to make out.
You want to try to use yours, or is there a reason you want to?
That's big companies. I can't do that.
Okay.
You can use yours unless you need it.
Actually, let me.
I'll get the.
I was using that one because I was going to try to use the.
That is
Because I was going to try to do some work this afternoon. This is fine, right?
Yes. These two are mine. And I think that coffee is yours too, unless it's in the
set up for the previous iteration of how we're going to do the streaming. And we got to reconfigure it. We got something on
Yeah, this is it. I think those two are good.
Yeah, I need to throw them
You want to any more room? Yes.
No, just the HDMI must work because we've been using the HDMI project.
Yep.
So that must be a problem too.
Do you think it could be the cable? I've got another one.
Yeah, let's try it. Well, that'll just about move it. Let's try how this works. Not much longer. Not much longer.
It does use all the brain power.